What up guys, thanks for tuning back into the channel. So today I'm actually a little bit dirty because I just finished my brake lines. I didn't record it because camera doesn't fit under there with the tripod, but let me go under there and show you guys real quick. So we have the one going to the master, that blue piece right there, that is the residual valve. You need one. If you're running disc, you need a 2-pound, which is blue, and if you're running drums, you're gonna need red, which is 10 pounds. We also have the one for the hydro. They all go through there, they come up and they connect right there. So yeah, brake lines are done, but just the front portion of it, I'm still waiting on my 3AN to 3AN so I could connect these officially to the hard line. And I'm also waiting for my 10-inch flexible hose so I could connect this side as well. Once that's done, we're still not done because we still don't have a hydro. So once the hydro comes in, we'll be mounting it, and then master is going to be sitting back here, so I'll be routing the lines all the way to this fitting right here. So I'll keep you guys in touch. It should be here within 2 days. And we also have a lot of other parts coming in. For now, I gotta take off the wheels on both sides and install the washer and the nut and the cotter pin onto the axles, because all I did was slide them in and connect them to the diff. I still gotta tighten the diff bolts down, but let me get onto that. But first, I gotta clean up. I'm super excited about this. My man just dropped this off. These are rotary style spark plugs, and they're recommended by OMD in San Diego. He's running turbo beams, and he says he basically gets a lot of power out of these, and we're gonna try them out. Supposedly they're really good, and I hope they're good because they're about 37 bucks each spark plug. This is how the spark plug looks like. No gap, no nothing, so just straight put in. Alright, so today we have a few things we gotta do. We gotta remove the grill. We gotta take off the intercooler so we could get access to the oil cooler since the oil fittings get here today. I gotta do that. I'm gonna remove the intercooler piping from the turbo. I gotta remove the turbo, the exhaust manifold, oil lines. So I'm gonna delete the original oil cooler because I have this one, and then we gotta plumb up the oil thermostat, and then on top of that we gotta remove the exhaust because I gotta weld the O2 bung, or my nephew's gonna weld it since I want it TIG welded, so we could connect our AFR sensor. So today's gonna be a busy day. And then on top of that, my hydro's coming in, my other brake lines are coming in, and a few other things are coming in. So lots of parts to install. Hopefully I could install everything today, but for now let's just focus on the engine bay. So the oil cooler remote is now on, and now to run the lines to there. Alright, so I didn't record this because the camera kept on getting in the way and it was pissing me off, but here we go. Here's the color fitting lines, the relocation for the oil cooler, the lines 10 in with the Mishimoto oil cooler, and then we have the other lines that attach to the oil cooler that's right here, right behind the intercooler. So now what's next is mounting the intercooler piping to the turbo, but first we gotta install the turbo. And then on top of that, I ended up replacing the exhaust manifold gasket, so we're good there. Now it's just putting everything together, so let's do that now. And back together, turbo's in, oil eye is in. Exhaust is still not gonna go on because I still gotta weld the bung onto it, but the cold side of the turbo is now mounted. Alright, so we have a hydraulic e-brake now. I did the hard line, it goes down there, and I'm loving it. The reason I went with the reverse hydraulic e-brake is because the other one, the handle was hitting the dash, and on top of that it was hitting my seat over here and it ripped it, and on top of that I needed a individual master, and the master was not gonna clear the seat. So that's the reason why with the reverse hydraulic e-brake. Oh yeah, it still works as normal. You pull it and it still pushes down on the rod. And then rubber, well, the braided lines are now connected, so now I could actually flush, or not flush, but I could bleed my brakes, and then I'll have working brakes. So it's late night already, but everything that I touched has been rechecked, tightened. We got brakes. I ended up bleeding them right now. We have a working clutch pedal, a working brake pedal, and we have a working hydro. Hard to believe that none of this was here like a year ago now. It's almost done. For those of you wondering what type of application I use Torque Pro, which I have connected with a OBD2 Bluetooth connector. So that's connected to the tablet. And there's my gauges. Alright, so we got a new project. So my bracket that's supposed to go from here to here flew off at the track when I broke down and I dirt dropped that Grange. It's supposed to look like this, but I'm actually going to take this one off because it's just a rubber bushing. Or actually I might just leave that one and just redo the other side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a riv nut here, and then with this piece of steel I'm just going to mount it from there to there. And then on top of that, my valance is actually ripped. I don't know why I can't take it off. Okay, there we go. So that piece is missing. So I gotta go ahead and buy a new valance and then make my bracket. Alright, so what I ended up doing was drilling out the bumper and drilling out the fender. I put M6 rib nuts, and then I just made this plate of steel. But it's not the prettiest, but it works. So we're moving on to the next step. Driveshaft is into the car. We have the 240 flange over there, and we're gonna be driving all the way to the city of Irvine, dropping this off at Driveline. So see you guys when we get there. And here we are, Driveline. Alright, so Driveshaft has been dropped off. They took my information, the measurement that I need, which is 56 5/8. So they said tomorrow it'll be ready, so tomorrow we'll come back and pick it up. So we're on our way to go pick up the Driveshaft. It's the next day already. Let's go. We just got here an hour later. Just getting home. I ended up picking up a new oil container for oil changes, 24 quart. Got my Driveshaft from Drivelines up in Irvine, California. G05 8090 for the trans and for the diff, and then 15W40 Rotella T6. This is diesel oil, but it works amazing in high performance vehicles. And we're gonna wait on installing the Driveshaft because today we're gonna get the diff welded. So once the diff is back inside and installed on the vehicle, then we'll go ahead and throw the Driveshaft in.
It's a competitor to the 350.
Nah, that beats it.
Huh?
I think it beats it.
Well, the new 400 Z will.
Oh yeah, 400Z I think is gonna be competition.
But we'll do it. Yeah.
Alright, so last night you saw Fine Spec welding it. Today I just put in the axle stubs back in, and right now I'm a wheel brush or wire brush the casing of it, and that as well. And then I have the gasket maker, put that on, let it cure for an hour, then fully tighten the bolts, then throw it back into the truck. So I painted the fuel cell. It's not the best paint job, but I mean, at least it's not faded anymore. I want to let it dry a little bit more. You do see the spray lines. I'm gonna put a SCRAPELUX sticker right here and then clear coat it. We'll be not technically done with the fuel cell. I still gotta install the cap, the fuel sending unit, and then attach the hoses to everything, but we're getting there. The diff welded is back in. Axles are bolted up. Everything's good to go. I just gotta install the Driveshaft right now, bolt that up, and then level out the truck and install fluids in both the tranny and the diff. Alright, so the Driveshaft is in, and I'm gonna redo my exhaust. So the reason being is because I'm used to live axles. Live axles, the differential moves away. It travels away from the chassis. Well, I didn't think about that when I was doing the subframe. Now that it stays put, doesn't move, I have enough room to make the exhaust go through here. So I'm gonna go ahead and place this probably back here somewhere connected to the tips, and then I'm gonna run the pipe. I'm gonna run a 45 from there to here through the Driveshaft loop and then come back out. That way I don't have any type of restrictions or rasping coming from the oval piping. So when the new piping gets here, I'm gonna go ahead and start redoing the exhaust. Hopefully everything still lines up good enough how I want it, but we won't see how well it fits until the day comes. So just giving you guys a heads up. exhaust is going to change, but basically it's going to run the same way, except it's just going to move through here. Alright, so now the diff and the trans is filled. This is the tool that I use to fill it. All you do is fill it up through here, put this in, pump it, get this pressurized. Once you open the valve, all the fluid comes out, so there's no pumping underneath the truck or nothing. Just open the valve, all the fluid goes in. So the diff and the trans is now filled with oil. Now I got more parts in the mail. I got new magnets because I had to order a new tablet, Windows tablet, so I could do a cable linked setup, because Android, it's an OBD2 Bluetooth and the G4X no longer supports that. I got a new OEM oil pressure sensor. I got 6AN to 6AN to connect my flex fuel sensor to my return. I got my tonneau cover shocks, they're installed already. I ordered this so I could start doing my own alignments. It tells me the degrees of the camber. And then air filter, waiting on the 45-degree pipe and the 3-inch 45-degree, actually no, 3-inch straight coupler. So once that gets here, I'll start retrofitting this on. So the filter screen that I have right now is just meant for show. This is for like daily usage or driving in the rain, stuff like that. But yeah, fuel cell has been painted. I got my sticker on. The sending units already installed, and then on over there on the table I'm painting the actual I forgot what it's called, the filler neck. So once that dries, I'll go ahead and install that, throw the fuel cell back into the truck, and after that it's just a waiting game again, waiting for parts. Alright, so the back end is all back together. Paint job looks like shit on a fuel cell, but better than faded. So we just went to go pick up a new mix bottle from Airgas, and I got my 45s. I got my 2.5-inch straight piping. So we will be redoing the exhaust, not the whole thing. You guys will see just from the oval piping. I'm gonna put it towards the dry shaft. Alright, so I just finished the exhaust. The only reason I didn't record was I wanted to get it done because I did have some side jobs to do. But there's the new exhaust. No more oval piping right here. It's a full breathing exhaust. I tuck the resonator as high as I can, and same thing with the subframe. So right now I'm about to lower it and see exactly how low the resonator sits, and hopefully, fingers crossed, everything works. If not, I'm just gonna let it self-clearance every time I scrape. I'm super happy about this. The resonator is not low at all. So the reason you guys see it is because this is the lowest the camera will go, but I actually have about, give or take, 5 or 6 inches between the floor and the resonator. But if it's... So yesterday I ended up installing the filter. So this is gonna be like daily driving and possible driving in the rain if I want to, but I kind of don't want to drive the truck in the rain. But yeah, this is gonna be for daily driving, and this one is gonna be for specifically for shows. But yeah, it's coming together. Still waiting on my manifold, and I'm still waiting on throttle body. So what I ended up doing was ordering a Chinese throttle body, just same specs as the AT power throttle body that I'm getting. The reason I got it is because the throttle body is going to be on back order for such a long time that I want to dyno this already and drive it. So I'm gonna make an adapter to go from the Chinese throttle body to the World Speed manifold, drive that until my AT power throttle body gets here, then I'll install it. These wires, I know people are gonna say something, these are actually for the throttle body. I gotta wire those in, and Same thing for the other wires. It's for the IAT. Still, I can't wire anything up till the manifold and the throttle body get here, but we're getting closer. Alright guys, thank you guys for going this far into the video. For those of you that didn't skim through the video and went through the whole thing, thank you. We're actually going to stop here. Reason being is because most of my parts are going to be a long delay. The parts we do have, we still can't install them until the manifold gets here, and we can't finish the wiring until the throttle body gets here. So this is where we're stopping, and I just want to thank you guys for going this far. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. There's going to be a link down below if you guys want to buy some SCRAPELUX merchandise, and there's going to be SCRAPELUX stickers as well in the link. And yeah, thank you guys for tuning into the channel, and I'll see you guys next time. Later.